So, welcome to this first lecture on the metaverse, where we're going to discuss the topic of your research topic. So, this is a very important thing for your thesis because it's going to affect at least two very aspects of designing your thesis work. So, the first thing is that depending on your topic, you are going to choose different methods that you will use. So for example, depending on your topic, you will decide on doing a survey, or if you are going to do interviews, or if you are going to use a database. The second very important thing is that it will also define your sample. In case that you are doing surveys, it will define the people that will answer to your survey, or if you are doing interviews, it will define the company or the people that you are going to interview. So then the next question comes: how can you choose your research topic? And a good approach is this kind of framework that you can follow. So there are at least three big things that have an impact on your topic and that you should consider. The first one, as I understand, is very important, is that you have access to what you want to study, because maybe you have a really interesting research question that you want to answer, but maybe getting access is difficult. Imagine that you want to study the lives of kings or to study in space. That is very difficult to access. Then the second thing that you should consider is if whatever you are studying is relevant for practice. Because since we are in business administration, what you are doing and what you will learn should be applied on a company or should be applied on a business. And the last aspect you need to care about is the theoretical relevance, because maybe your research question can be already answered with something that we already know. Maybe we don't need to do our research to answer to your research question. So because of that, the idea is that you bring up with a research topic that kind of touches at least these three elements. So I don't know if you have any questions so far.
Yeah, so which one of these three aspects do you think is the most important?
I will say that the access is the most important, because if you don't have any company to study, it doesn't matter if it's an extremely interesting topic for practice and theory. If you can access, then it won't work. So I would say that's the first one. And then maybe the second one is on the theory side. Maybe make it theoretical relevant is important, and it can be difficult. Imagine that you came up with a research question that we already know the answer, like what is the relationship between bonuses and performance of managers? The answer is that it's positive. We already know the answer from previous research. So that's why it's important to come up with an interesting theoretical question, and in the end make it practical relevant is not that difficult, I would say. Do you have any other questions so far?
Yes, so do you have any tips for this aspect, for the access aspect of the thesis?
Yeah, I would say that because it's difficult to gain access, maybe one or two suggestions is that you can mention that the people who answer to your surveys can be anonymized, or even if they do interviews, you don't have to report on the name of the company or the people, so they can feel maybe more comfortable. So that is one thing. And then the other thing that I would suggest is to use your networks. It is usually easier to interview or to survey someone that you already know instead of just sending it to random people. So think about someone who you already know from before, and also mention that this can be an anonymous study. So I don't know if you have any other questions, or so far so good.
Yeah, so far so.
Okay. Thank you then for attending to this lecture. I hope that you like.
Thank you very much.